Hi, this is Erin from BlossyB. Welcome to my channel. The plan for this video is to unbox the August 2026 Resin Mold Box collection. I'm very excited to show you all the molds and share my first creations with you. It's pink package time. Very excited. Oh, the Secret Treehouse Club. Okay. Box is very squashed, which is the Purair. It feels very full. Let's have a look. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just can't help it. Sneak peeking. Oh, so excited. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to get them out in order. I'll get them out as they come. So, the first one is the Bloom Waffle Bonus Bowl. So a flower-shaped bonus bowl, a quick project with a sweet finish look, a wavy petal edge and waffle-like texture make even a simple solid colour pour feel special. Oh, it's just beautiful. And then it's got the waffle edges. I love that. I can't wait to see what that one looks like. Beautiful. Okay, next we have got the Mushroom Nook Squirrel Jar. Okay, so this is a two-piece mould. It almost looks like just a mushroom, but it's got something in it. So, this mushroom jar feels like a tiny forest room waiting to be discovered. The rounded base has a sweet squirrel detail tucked into the front, while the mushroom cap lid gives the whole piece a storybook look. Beautiful. Okay, so that's how that goes. Cute. Next, okay, this looks interesting. This is another two-piece mould. The Mountain Hideaway Storage Box. This square storage box feels like a secret drawer from a mountain cabin. The lid has a raised mountain relief that looks beautiful with dry brushed highlights, with the inside giving you space for everything you want to store. So, oh my goodness, I love that base. And then you've got the sort of textured lid. Alright, very good. Now, the next is the Turtle Cove Trinket Tray. And I've got a mould similar to this, but not identical. So let's have a look. Alright, that's a sweet little turtle. The pattern on its back there. So, this turtle tray brings a calm summer feeling to the August box. The shell-shaped centre gives you divided spaces for small treasures, while the turtle shape makes it charming enough to display on a vanity desk or shelf. Cute. That's so lovely. Alright, next. Okay, another two-part. Let's have a look. Oh, the Midnight Cat Trinket Jar. So, this cat jar brings a quiet little guardian into the August box. The cat ear lid and faceted texture make it feel playful but still modern, especially in black, white, grey or pearl finishes. So there's the little ears there and then the little jar. Cute. The Tiny Throne Desk Planter. This tiny throne, oh, it's a toilet, is the funny surprise of the August box. It turns an everyday shape into a playful resin project that makes people stop, laugh and ask, where did that come from? You can use it as a desk planter for faux succulents or a holder for other things. So there we go. I'll show you the picture. Whoops. Okay. And where are we up to? We must only have the Lily Grove relief jar. Right, so this has got a flower. Oh, this is good. I love it when they come with the foam inside. And a sweet little lid. Let's have a look what it says. The Lily Grove relief jar. This lily jar adds a soft floral moment to the Secret Treehouse Club. The rounded cylinder shape is simple and useful, while the raised lily relief gives it a graceful, handmade finish. Oh, beautiful. Okay. And then there's something inside at the bottom. It says this month's extra scene kit includes a treehouse background card, 3 sheets of PET stickers and a pair of tweezers for placing tiny details. Okay. So the tweezers. Oh, look how cute that is. Wow, that's something really different. Okay, I need to get my thinking cap on and start working out which pieces I could do in epoxy resin and which pieces in the eco casting powder. Looks like fun. The molds I'm going to work with are the Midnight Cat Trinket Jar, the Tiny Throne Desk Planter, the bonus mould, which is the Bloom Waffle Bowl, and this Turtle Cove Trinket Tray. Now I'm going to work on the Trinket Tray first because I want to have 3 different effects going on. I'm going to have a ring of one colour around here, and then I want to do 3 different colours for the shell, and then once that's partly cured I want to add on a next layer. So my only criteria for this is that it's opaque, and this one, which I'll get started first, I'm going to use these. Now you might be thinking, Lavender Aurora, that is a very weird choice. Well, it would be, yes, except I've mentioned this in a previous video. These were somewhat of a faulty product, which I brought to their attention, and they were very good and replaced them and what have you. I think that they are not resistant to solvent and the colour comes out of them. So I'm a bit of a gamble. So what I'm going to do, actually I'll pop a little bit of resin in there first. So I've got a lovely big pot of beautiful crystal clear deep pour resin. And I just, a little bit more. I just want to go slow and do this in stages. So the first thing I'm going to do is give this a spray. And then I just want to drizzle in the teeniest, tiniest, oops, little bit of clear. I'll clean this again before I start. I'll just try and encourage that to go down. Now into here, I'm going to put two things. One is a teeny amount of this transparent pigment in sea blue. Actually, give it a shake. Okay, so that is super pretty. And then I'm also going to pop in just a tiny bit of the Pinata alcohol ink in Opal. And then I'm going to tip in some of these. Oops, what is that? That is an interlooper. So this is my worst case scenario colour. Now I'm going to give it a squirt with alcohol because the problems that I've had with this have all been when I've used alcohol. So I want to repeat that to try and get the clear. Done. Okay. Then I want to mix up the absolute teeny tiniest amounts of these pigments. And I'm going to pop a little bit of alcohol into each one. Perfect. And I've tried to choose 3 colours that are complementary, but that are also have enough difference to them that they will, you know, it will be obvious that they're different. This one is Robin's Egg Blue, and we're going for teeny tiny. That is so pretty. Gorgeous. Okay, next we've got turquoise blue, coastal breeze, I'm just going to sit those to the side and then work on the toilet. A friend of mine was here when I was thinking about what to make with these, and she said my sister would think that's the funniest thing ever and just love it. So this is the toilet bowl and this is the cistern. So I'm going to just pour clear into the cistern, nothing else. And I'm going to pop it into a little cup so I can try to get down there without too much. Oops, that was a very silly thing to do. So let me have a look. It's quite obvious where it needs to go to. So I think I'm just going to sort of pour down like that. Get that little spray. And I'd like to try and just sneak that up a tiny little bit, I think. Just don't want it to come over into the toilet bowl part. Alright, so that one is actually just done for today because I'll wait until that's reached a gel stage before doing any more. Okay, now the cat. So I'm guessing that this lid is going to be really problematic, and I'm really of two minds what to do with this mould. I'm going renegade. This is for all the plum cat owners out there. I love this. It's so dark. It's like a black, but it is plum. And why not? Let's do something a little bit different. So I'm going to mix up some here in a little bit of alcohol. Try and show you. I'm hoping that that's focusing. Has so much depth to it, this colour. It's incredible. All right. So I haven't seen a plum cat before. The first cats that I ever really owned living away from home were long-haired Persians. I had a cream and a blue. So that looks gorgeous. Now, is it opaque enough? No. So we'll add a little bit more because an awful lot of the mica powder is still left in there. And a bit more alcohol. see how this one goes. Oh yeah, that's just beautiful. I hope I'm not making the wrong choice here, but I've made a choice and I'm going to stick to it. So just clean this up here. And grab our mulch. And I'm going to go in and just run my finger completely around all of the surfaces, the inside and the outside. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the lid and make sure that I get my finger in up under there and in the little ears. Okay. Just make a little pouring spout. Just get to there. I'll just leave that for a little minute. You can definitely see that amazing plum colour as it's coming out. And we'll just stop there. And I just want to give that a bit of a swirl round and a minute to sort of settle. This one I'm just checking the little ears to make sure that they've got enough in them. And I'm going to sit this one up, I'll pop that one here. Now, time to examine this. Because I'm using such a dark colour, it's actually really great from the perspective that you can see around there. I'm just going to get a little tool just to run it around, just in case. So one little bubble came out. Okay, I'm quite happy to just pour this tiny little bit extra in. I don't want to dome it, but I do want to fill it. Okay, and time to fill this one up. Gosh, that's just... the word deluxe keeps coming to mind. Luxury. short, maybe 5 mils. So hopefully pouring some clear but tinted is okay. We'll see. Perfect. Those two are done. Okay, now I will start working on the turtle. So all we've done so far is put a teeny little amount of clear in the bottom. I'm going to spray the lid with alcohol and just give it a quick clean, knowing I'm going to have to redo this in a minute, but that's fine. Okay, so now we need our, no, going for the wrong cup. This is our mixture here. So I need to try and get it into the rim. I would have loved to have done his head in this as well, but I don't know if it'd stay or if it'd slip back. Could always try. The thing is, if it does all slip back, I could probably peel it out. We'll see. It either will or it won't. And the good thing is that whatever colour I back this with will show through this part and add another colour into it. Okay, time to clean up. So I'll just grab all of the little bits I can and encourage them to go back. Now we've got our little colours here. Okay, let me think. Do we want strong colours? Probably the strongest colour. I think. So we'll go. What just trying to think. I'll do this one here. And here. Here and here. Alright, I'm going to keep an eye on that, and then I've got the colours here. If I need to top them up, I can. Okay, so that's looking really good. So last but not least, we've got the Waffle Bowl. Now, my idea for this is to go for pastels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some white pigment paste into here, and then I'm going to separate it into 3 and add some pretty pastel colours and see what we can come up with. So when you use a titanium white pigment in resin, it tends to make a more matte appearance. You can get shiny whites, but the titanium ones tend to be quite flat, and that's what we want. And if I don't have enough for this bowl today, I'm not panicking, because I can put in a different colour just for the base once everything else is ready for its next coat. All right, let's have a look. So that is opaque now. Perfect. I'm not sure why I have to always make things harder for myself, but I've chosen 4 colours that I want, and I think these will give us a really pretty sort of a gelato look. So I'll get some cups out, and the really good thing is that the resin is now, let me have a feel. Well, it's not getting warm yet, but it would be approaching that because it's been, let's have a look, about 45 minutes since I poured it. Now, this is another mould that's got so much texture around the edges that, you know, I don't want to, I can't afford to forget that it will have its own appearance through there. So I just have to take that into consideration. So the powders I'm using are the PearlEx powders, and the first one is apple green, and look, this will be it. I've been dreading this day. And then apple green is no more. It's been so good to me. Okay, so we'll add just a little bit of this beautiful opaque white or titanium white. See how we're going. Oh, so that's gorgeous. So it's turned that into just the prettiest pale green. Okay, next we will do, this one is called Sapphire Blue. See if we can get a really pretty baby blue. Oh, look at that. So that's just gorgeous. Okay, I'd really, really like to squirt alcohol on those, but I'm not going to, because alcohol can actually change the surface tension of resin, and I don't want to risk everything else bubbling over. I'd rather have a couple of those little bubbles on the underneath than risk everything overflowing. Okay, so next we've got Reflex Violet. So overall, we're going for a very sort of a delicate pastels. Ice cream. You have to let me know your favourite ice cream flavours in the comment box. Mine are, let me have a think, anything with passion fruit in it. Anything with fresh fruit. So we've got an amazing raspberry farm in Tasmania called Christmas Hills Raspberry Farm, which is up the north of the state, and they make the most divine raspberry ice cream. There's one that I just can't, it's got like a toffee sort of thing in it. I can't think. And of course good old chocolate, but I haven't had any ice cream for a very, very long time, maybe a year or more. This one is, oh no, I've done two sapphire blues. Erin, silly talking, you see. Easily fixed. I was thinking, gosh, two blues. This one is Flamingo Pink. That's better. And now I'm looking at these colours. I think I'd like to go and see if I can find a yellow. Oh, boysenberry, that's another one I love. Yeah. And I did also used to love having them made with chocolate fudge and whipped cream and all the really, you know, special occasion toppings. So this is a really pretty pale pink. And I'm just going to run up and find a yellow. And here we go, the yellow. So I'll grab a little cup. So this should make a really pretty pale lemon. Oh, that's gorgeous. That looks like banana or, oh, That's a beautiful pale colour. Now, I just want to check, I'll throw that little one away, that I've got similar amount for everything, a little bit less of each of those. So I'll add a little bit more white to them and then we can just check the colouring. Yeah, that is still super pretty. As is that. That looks like mint. Perfect. Oh, what gorgeous colours. Love, love, love. Now, I need to think about the order that I'm going to pour in. Let's gently move that one there. So, it's Milo having a big drink. So I'm very aware that there may be, or probably will be, some smushing together of colours. And I'm not going to put glue in or anything. I think, no I'm not. I'm just happy for it to do whatever it's going to do. Worst case scenario, I've had fun mixing all these colours and thinking about ice cream. Now, because of the amount of detail on the inside of this mould, I'm going to make a goal to pour quite slowly, and I'll just give everything another stir. Now I want to keep the blue and the green away from each other because they are so similar. And I probably need to have a think about the purple too. So let me think. So if we go purple and yellow, make orange. Purple and green. Yeah, we'll do it in that order. It doesn't matter, honestly. I'm having fun. All right, so our first little layer I've decided is going to be white. So I'm trying to pour absolutely directly. Actually, I'll just wipe that off, into the middle of the mould. It's sort of going to be like a dirty pour. Like that. Oops. Then we're going to go for some green. A little bit more white. Some pink. A little bit more white. Some blue. Pretty lemon. I can already see the colours have just blended together. Oh well, they look muddy already. Purple. So now I just need I would have liked to have tried to use these colours up, but I need to be a bit smarter about it, I think. Look at that. I definitely think I'm just going to end up with a Technicolor blah. Anywho, my intentions were good. All right, there we go. So I've got a teeny bit of white, and I've got bits and bobs of these ones and these ones. So I'll clean this up and I'll go and get a little mould for extras. All right, we're going to go Hello Kitty. I'm just using up as much of the extra resin as I can and trying to keep just one colour in them if possible, and then I end up with just the teeniest little bit left over, so I make a couple of little turtles. Just need this to cure. Time for part 2 of these. So I do have to tell you though, when I was moving this turtle, I think I might have cracked the seal on that bottom layer of resin, so I'm just going to keep that in mind. It's changed what I was going to do. I was going to do a darker colour, but now I'm worried if I do that it will be really noticeable if I did do that and if it goes down through. So we just have to switch things up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a really white, shimmery, crystally mixture that's going to go in here. I've got some white glitter, I've got some silver glitter, I've got snow white fine glitter, and if needed I've got titanium white resin paste, and I also wanted to try and use use up all of these, and I'm really impressed with how they changed from that colour to basically clear and then with that green tint. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is tip those all into there. And that will, of course, create some bubbles. And then I'm going to just slowly stir that through. So I know from experience that this will turn clear. Okay, so then I want to use some of this silver glitter. It's more like a shredded foil. And I know that this is going to all move down to the bottom. I may add some glue. I'll just see how I feel about the mixture in a minute. Okay, this one This is just a really beautiful holographic white glitter. And then this is the Just Resin Snow White Soft Pearlescent Glitter Dust, giving a lush and sparkling sheen. And I've only got this tiny bit left in this, so I'll definitely use all of that. Now let's have a look and see how we're going. So I do need a certain level of opacity because I don't really want you to be able to see through, you know, the legs, but this is also going to be, you know, moving towards the bottom and clumping up a little bit. So I'm going to mix in just a little bit of the titanium white. I know it's a risk that I'm going to lose that, you know, gorgeous sparkle, but I'm just going to try a little bit. I just have this idea. Give that a stir. And then I'm just going to try and get one little drop and see what happens. That is really pretty. So that's given it an almost skim milk type of a look. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah. Bit of spray. And I'm just going to let that sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to get some, I think I will use the glue, Elmer's glue, to thicken that up a bit, and yeah, I'll be back to do that. Okay, so I've got the Elmer's glue here, and I'm thinking probably 2 or 3 drops, but I'll just go 1, 2 and have a look. If you haven't used glue in epoxy resin before, it thickens the resin and turns it into a more like of a slime consistency, and the idea is that it then suspends any particles and makes it so that you don't have everything sink immediately to the bottom. Might add just one more little squirt. Oops. I haven't used glue with this new resin as yet, so this is the same deep pour resin, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Definitely not thickening up as much as some other resins because it's such low viscosity to start off with. Now I do want it to sink a little bit because I really don't want a completely bumpy top. So when you've got a lot of texture in resin, that's fine, but you've got to realise that when you demold this, you will have those bumps on the top unless you know, plan forward for that. Alright, the only way I'm going to find out is by giving this a go. That is so pretty. I love it. So I can see there's so much sparkle to this. I can see that it's just sliding off the top of the shell, but there is that sort of amount there that's got the little jagged pieces in it. I'm just trying to think. Okay, getting close to the top now, and I'll just give it a quick squirt with the isopropyl alcohol, which just sets it off sparkling madly. It's beautiful. And I shouldn't have stirred that. I'm going to just now very carefully scoop some of the heavier parts into the head and the feet. And now I know that this resin does shrink a little bit, or that's been my experience so far. I'm going to ever so slightly dome it. All right, I'm just going to bob down and have a look and just make sure that we're sitting quite level, and still nowhere near a doming level. So I'll just repeat what I did. And then I'm just going to let that sit for maybe 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and assess how we're going. All right, that is looking pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. There don't seem to be any larger pieces sticking up. So I think we managed to get the right combination of the glue and the viscosity. Looking at it side on, and it's looking good. I think I might just pop this extra into one of my little teddy bear molds. Perfect. All right, now the toilet. This is going to sound super boring, but I want to pour just plain white. I'm looking for a white porcelain appearance. Don't ask me why, it's a mystery. So I'll get a cup and we'll get that underway. Okay, I've got a cup of this beautiful crystal clear resin, and I'm going to again use this titanium white pigment paste, and I'm going to get a big dollop on my stick, but then I'm just going to drizzle in what I think I'll need. I found this is much more successful for me than using that stick to get the paste and then use the same stick to stir. So we'll just have a look at this. We can build it up if we need to. I do find this really mesmerising as you mix it, because it goes from clear with little threads of white to just a gorgeous sort of light milk and, you know, full cream milk. It goes through the whole spectrum of milks. And that's looking pretty amazing. So I've got a really good opacity there. Just going to double check that by adding in the tiniest little bit more. So at the moment, of course, we've only got the back of the toilet done in a completely clear. And see how we go with this. So I think my goal is just going to be pouring onto the top there and letting it work its way down. I'm just going nice and slowly. I often think that similar to when you're working with silicone rubber, pouring it nice and slowly and in a thin stream probably gives it a better chance of knocking out any large air bubbles, because they would come out, you would think, in the stream. I won't be able to sort of squeeze and manipulate the top part because I don't want to dislodge the clear resin, and I am really worried about that one, but we will find out in a couple of days. Okay, it looks like I might have poured a really good amount. There we go. So we've got just a bright white base. Now I will find some molds to do some little extra pieces, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these go on demold. Well, we've got so many extras in this. I'm going to just demold them quickly because I'm not going to be finishing any of these off in this video, but I love how these have turned out. And we've got some little heart shapes as well. Then we've got a little teddy, and this has got some of that mixture in it with all the those little pebbles, the little shards, and he looks so cute. And then I did a couple of these with that as well. Look how pretty they are. Wow, loving those. Now I'll have a look at the Hello Kitties. They're quite sweet, aren't they? Excited to turn those into little fridge magnets. I think they are super cute. And had just a couple of little turtles. Here we go. Now I'm going to demold the throne first, and I am not finishing this off today because the friend who wants to gift it to her sister, I won't see her for a few days, and I want her to be able to, you know, just let me know what she thinks she'd like. But let's have a look. So remember, we did this one in clear and then in white. All right. Little mark there. Not sure what that is. The back is beautifully clear. No bubbles at all. I'll just check the mould quickly and see if that was something in the mould or not. And I can't see anything there, so that's all right. Yeah, so I'll enjoy showing her that. All right, let's have a look at our little waffle dish. So I can see that the pattern's very detailed. So all that work with all those pretty colours, boy, just turned out very pale. Not to say it's not pretty though. Oh my goodness. The middle of that looks almost like opal or something. And you can see all of the colour layers through there. Wow. That is beautiful. That is such a surprise. Oh, there you go. Oh, the one I've been reading. Let's see if we ended up with bubbles in here. And this is that deep, deep plum. Oh my goodness. Wow. Not a bubble. There you go. That's amazing. Let's have a look at this, the pot. Oh, this colour is so gorgeous. I'm just trying to get it to show in the light. It's just like a super sort of a deep burgundy. And there it is with its little lid. Wow. I really like that. I don't know whether it's meant to do that, but it feels like it sort of slightly screws on and off. Wow. That colour is incredible. Oh gosh, I'm very happy so far. And lucky last. Now, if you recall, this one I did in several stages, and I was worried that I'd actually loosened the suction of the mould against the side. So we'll see. And that's why I changed the fill colour from a colour into that sort of chunky mixture. I very rarely feel nervous about turning pieces over. Just, oh, look at him. Oh my goodness. I love everything about it. Oh my goodness, that is such a pretty trinket dish. It's so smooth everywhere, and those pieces have just come out absolutely perfectly. All right, well, I'm very happy with this, and I will finish off the extras and the toilet or the throne for a future video. Oh, very happy. So, yet another amazing Resin Mold Box collection. The Secret Treehouse Club August 2026 box has got limited availability left. I just checked. You can buy this box as is. You can pre-order future boxes, or you can buy individual molds. And please feel free to use my discount code here just to save you an extra few dollars. So let's have a look at our creations. First up, our beautiful sea turtle trinket tray. The cute and quirky cat ears little trinket box in that gorgeous plum. Then the beautiful little waffle dish with all of those lovely colours sitting there in the middle. And as usual, I asked ChatGPT to style them for me, and this is what it came up with. That beautiful turtle in a gorgeous coastal bathroom setting. The pussycat trinket dish sitting on a bedside table filled with jewellery. And the gorgeous little waffle dish, we've got 3 beautiful little examples here of how it could be used. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really appreciate your company. I'm excited to show you the rest of the molds in my next video. Bye for now.